Buenas noches, and welcome to my game training journal. It's been a while since I've made one of these, so I will read off my list of what I've done. On Thursday, February the 19th, on 2026, I have gotten fed up with my game training to extremes in an attempt to get to a healthy weight. Since I've been using my Fit app to keep track, but since it wasn't working, I decided to get a subscription so that I can get final details of everything I ate. And for the next day, I lost roughly 2 pounds overnight because I knew what I was eating. And although I was getting happy about being healthier, I was annoyed that it had to be with a subscription. It reminds me of a meme that I've heard online. If the brain is an app, you'll lose it. Which is what I have to believe is becoming more and more of a case in the USA because the education system for the public campaign is a mess, and one could get a better education from an application than that doesn't have to be biased, just dynamic difficulty which gets tougher or easier depending on how good you are. On Monday, February the 23rd, my Fit app said that I've gained a pound overnight due to my gamification training. It claims that was because I had registered too much food to reach my goal, so it reduced how much protein, fat, and carbohydrates I had to eat to reach my goal. On Thursday, March 17th of this year, my class was playing Irish music, and it seemed that I was the only one of two that was doing an Irish jig during the rest periods. I know it sounds silly, but I believe it helps with footwork. And afterwards, I've watched the jiu-jitsu practice, and it says that now that I'm using my Fit app as a food checker, I have noticed that I had not put enough protein into my system, so I had gotten some protein powder to help my self-made genius coffee. I added protein powder to my self-made genius coffee so that it would help me get healthier. On Wednesday, March 18th, 2026, at the end of class, during victories and highlights, I said that I did at least 50 cleanups in the morning, in which the teacher said, "Let me see you do one." So I ran to the cleanup bar and counted up to 3, and I was called out for being a liar. So I started my count again, and he said that I didn't do any. I believed I did over 10, 20, 30 more, and he said that I was full of baloney. It turned out that my technique was bad, and if I did it until my arm fell off and my technique was terrible, not one of them counted. So I've made a print of someone doing chin ups and pull ups so that I won't let history repeats itself. And on Thursday, March the 26th, 2025, the quote of the week was, "When you think about quitting, think about why you started. Hashtag unknown." In which I believe the first time that I've started my training, I was inspired by the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was back in the 80s, 90s craze, in which I've signed up for classes, which didn't last very long, but the desire to improve myself through martial arts never faded. So I've studied through whatever methods that I could find. Video games, arcade games, and practicing with my sister Sarah, God bless her soul. And through the years, my reasoning might have changed, but the desire to keep going keeps me going forward. And in Jiu-Jitsu, I've watched them do the far side hitch armbar, the hitch hack, and go back to the omoplata triangle, and the hemand guard, triangle guard, grapple grip, and the side control, and the chainsaw choke. Huh, that's a strange one. On Thursday, March 24th, no, 31st of that year, it was a training day in which I did the gluto grips, they did the gluto grips, Sota guard, and the throw, and then there's the neon stomach, the baseball bat choke, with the choke grips and shrimping. On Thursday, April 9th of this year, it's a new quote in which it's a new cycle, and the quote of the week is, "I could feel my anger disappearing as the miles went by. You can't run and stay mad." By Catherine Switzer. It means that if you can come up with, if you do an exercise that you like, the anger that you have will fade away. And in my case, besides my fitness checklist, I like to do fitness video games, which has a relaxing purpose to them. Games in which I do yoga, the yoga, boxing, and other physical activities that I can't mention here. And while I was watching the jiu-jitsu class, in which they did the gluto grips, baseball choke, seatbelt to the rear naked choke, the backpack, rear choke on the stomach, seatbelt from the top for defense, downward facing dog, and oh, oh, did I hit someone? Someone snuck besides me to surprise them, so I gave them a karate chop. And this time I did a backhand. Didn't mean to do that tap at all. And on Saturday, April 11th, I talked to my teacher's wife to see if I've gotten my classes in so that I could spar. After she said yes, I went on the sparring ground and practiced. I was worried that I was very rusty about it, but it turned out that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And yesterday, on a side note, which doesn't have anything to do with classes, I brought my guitar to my church service because I wanted to make music and I wasn't sure if they'd allow me to. So I brought it in and went from weeks ago, and when they said yes, I practiced. There was only one song, but I kept everyone entertained. And the person that was playing with me also asked someone on the drums to help play along. And next week I will be providing the church service with more music. And today I've drawn some more yoga poses. And this dragon looks like it's flying. And it's supposed to be a yoga pose, but fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle and let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle, good and free. Ah, yeah, there's a solution. And that's my entry for today. Please leave a comment and a question below, and until next time, hasta la vista.